You've been lied to about lust. They told you it was shallow, dirty, something that fades when real love arrives. That mature relationships transcend the body and live in the soul. That's poison dressed as wisdom. A relationship without lust isn't evolved. It's dying. You can love someone deeply and still be starving. You can respect them, trust them, build a life with them, and feel absolutely nothing when they touch you. That's not success. That's a slow death you've agreed to call. That's a different kind of hell. The kind where you're obsessed with someone you don't even like, where the sex is incredible and everything else is empty, where you're addicted to a feeling that leaves you hollow the moment it's over. The truth nobody wants to say out loud. You need both, not one or the other. Both. And most relationships die because they only have one. You know the couple. Maybe you are the couple. You love each other, you really do. You'd help them move. You'd visit them in the hospital. You trust them with your life. You laugh at their jokes. You know their childhood stories. You've built something real together, and you haven't wanted to touch them in months. Maybe years. When you do have sex, it's scheduled, obligatory. You're going through the motions because you read an article that said couples need intimacy to stay connected. But you're not connected during it. You're checked out. Thinking about your to-do list, wondering when it'll be over. You sleep in the same bed like siblings on a family road trip. Careful not to touch. Careful not to cross the invisible line down the middle. You've stopped changing in front of each other. Stopped showering together. Stopped noticing each other's bodies at all. The passion didn't die in a fight. It died in comfort, in routine, in safety. You wake up at the same time. Coffee. Small talk about the weather or what's for dinner. You split chores. You watch the same shows on the same couch, in the same positions. You say I love you before bed, the way you'd say goodnight to our roommate. There's no tension. No electricity. No moment where you catch their eye and feel something stir in your chest. No unpredictability. No risk. No desire. Here's what happened. Safety killed the spark. When you know everything about someone, when you can predict their every move, when there's zero mystery left, your brain stops producing the chemicals that create desire. Dopamine needs novelty. It needs uncertainty. It needs the hunt. Love gives you oxytocin, the bonding hormone, the one that makes you feel connected and safe. It's beautiful, necessary. But it's not enough, because oxytocin without dopamine is just companionship. It's friendship, and you can have friendship with anyone. You don't need to marry your friend. You don't need to sleep next to your friend. You don't need to promise your friend forever. You've convinced yourself that this is mature love. That lust was just the beginning phase. And now you've evolved past it into something deeper. But deep down, you know the truth. You're bored. You're lonely. You're in a relationship where you're loved, but not desired. And being loved without being desired is one of the most painful human experiences there is. Then there's the other side. The couple that can't stop touching each other. Can't make it through dinner without needing to leave early. Can't have a normal conversation because the sexual tension is too thick. It looks like passion. It feels like intensity. But talk to them for 10 minutes and you'll see the cracks. They don't actually know each other. They know each other's bodies, their triggers, their fantasies, but they don't know each other's fears. Their dreams, what keeps them up at night. They've had hours of physical intimacy and zero emotional intimacy. They fight constantly, explosive, dramatic fights that end in explosive, dramatic sex. They confuse chaos for chemistry. They think the intensity means it's real. But intensity isn't depth, it's just noise. And after the dopamine rush fades and they're lying there in the dark, there's nothing. No warmth, no safety, no sense of being known. Just two people who used each other as buddies to feel something, and now feel even more alone than before. This is lust without love. It's addiction. Your brain lights up like a drug user's when you're with them. The highs are incredible, but the lows are devastating. You're anxious when you're apart, obsessed, checking your phone, wondering who they're with, what they're doing, if they're thinking about you, because there's no foundation, no trust, no security. Just a biological response that feels like love, but is really just your dopamine receptors screaming for another hit. You can't build a life on this. You can't raise children with this. You can't weather hard times with this. Because when the attraction fades, and it will, because dopamine always regulates, there's nothing underneath, no friendship, no partnership. No reason to stay except a fading memory of how good it used to feel. The sex might be incredible now, but 6 months in, a year in, 5 years in, when your brain adapts and the novelty wears off, you'll be left with someone you have nothing in common with. Someone you don't actually like. Someone you stayed with because the physical connection was so strong you mistook it for emotional connection, and the emptiness of that realization will destroy you. Lust burns hot, but it burns out fast. And when it does, if there's no love underneath, you're left standing in the ashes of something that was never real to begin with. Your brain needs 2 chemicals to sustain long-term attraction. Not 1. 2. Oxytocin, the bonding hormone, released through touch, eye contact, deep conversation, acts of service. It makes you feel safe, connected, like you're home. This is love. This is what keeps you together through the boring parts, the hard parts, the parts where life isn't exciting. Dopamine, the desire hormone, released through novelty, unpredictability, anticipation, reward. It makes you feel alive, electric, like you need them. This is lust. This is what keeps you wanting each other even after years together. Most relationships start with dopamine and then slowly replace it with oxytocin. The beginning is all passion and excitement. Then you settle in, get comfortable, build routines, and the dopamine production drops because your brain has adapted. There's no more novelty, no more to chase, no more mystery. You think this is normal. You think passion always fades, but it doesn't have to. The couples who stay together and stay attracted, they've figured out how to maintain both chemicals. They have the safety of oxytocin and the electricity of dopamine. They've learned how to be predictable enough to feel secure and unpredictable enough to stay interesting. Here's how. You have to create space, separation, mystery. You cannot be available to each other every second of every day and expect desire to survive. Desire needs distance. It needs you to have your own life, your own interests, your own identity outside the relationship. You have to break routines, do things differently, surprise each other, create novelty intentionally. Don't let your relationship become a script you both follow without thinking. You have to maintain your individual identities. You are not one person. You are 2 people who chose each other. Keep choosing to be someone worth choosing. Keep growing. Keep challenging yourself. Keep being interesting, and you have to prioritize both connection and attraction. Date nights aren't just about spending time together. They're about seeing each other differently, getting dressed up, flirting, creating sexual tension, remembering that you're not just partners, you're lovers. Love is the foundation. It's what makes you stay when things get hard, when someone is sick, when money is tight, when life is overwhelming. Love is what makes you partners. But last is the fire. It's what makes you want to stay. What makes you choose each other over and over, not out of obligation, but out of genuine desire. You need both, the safety and the chaos, the comfort and the electricity, the bond and the burn. So here's what you need to understand. A relationship that lasts isn't one that's perfectly balanced all the time. It's one where both love and lust are present, even if they're not always in equal measure. Some seasons will be more about connection, about holding each other through hard things, about being the stable, safe place in a chaotic world. That's when oxytocin carries you. Other seasons will be more about passion, about remembering why you chose each other, about feeling alive in each other's presence. That's when dopamine reminds you what you have. But if one disappears completely, if you have all love and no lust, or all lust and no love, you're living half a relationship. And half a relationship will never be enough long term. Don't let anyone tell you that lust is shallow or that passion doesn't matter. It does. Your body matters. Your desire matters. Being wanted matters. But don't mistake intensity for intimacy either. Don't confuse obsession with love. Don't build your life on a feeling that will disappear the moment the novelty fades. Find someone you love and lust for. Someone you want to talk to and someone you want to touch. Someone who feels like home and someone who makes your heart race. And if you're already with someone, figure out which chemical you're missing. Then do the work to bring it back. Because you deserve both. The safety and the fire. The bond and the burn. Love and lust. Love and lust, not one or the other. Both. If you want to understand the deeper layers of your relationship, subscribe. We're just getting started.